Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay. It has been a few weeks because I was sick. Still am a little bit sick, so you can probably hear that from my voice. But that's why I didn't post for a while. What have we been up to? Well, obviously, the ceiling in the bathroom. And it was quite the challenge, actually. I thought it would be way easier, but it really was quite hard to get it right. So as I told you guys before, the concept is to use these old light fixtures that are still left in the house. As you know, one of the few things that was left here in the villa, besides some old moldy, dusty chairs that we threw out. But these ones are quite cool, so decided to take a closer look and demount them all from the ceilings. And the system is quite cool. Never seen it before, but that's probably more to do with me than with the lamp itself. Anyways, cool little lamps. So I'm taking them off the ceilings throughout the whole villa. In total, I was able to scavenge about 7 lamps, which is perfect because in my design I drew 7 lamps, so that's good. Not by coincidence though, but I did have some spare, but they didn't fit the fixtures that I pulled off of the ceilings, so that's a bit of a bummer. But nevertheless, we've got 7 as planned. And this quite nicely demonstrates the next obstacle is how to incorporate these old fixtures with the planned ceiling and how to mount them. So we're making some final adjustments to the platform, and as I said before, the mounting was quite difficult for the light fixtures. So here I'm checking whether or not, if the window is open, the lamps, if they're able to swing, would hit each other, and they definitely would. But I would like to have them a little bit loose because it would be cool and fairy-like, I guess, if they would wobble a little bit if there is a little bit of wind or hot air or whatever. So that's a bit of a challenge there, but I think in the end I found a solution that it can do both. We'll see. The system I ended up with for hanging all these plants, which in itself, by the way, was a nightmare, but let me just first get to the mounting of them. I bought these little hooks with thread on the end, and I decided to put those into the platform and then hang all these plants on these hooks. I don't know how old these fixtures are, but I bet quite old. I don't know if they're 70s or earlier. Should look into that. But anyways, they did definitely need some tender loving care. So after demounting them and disassembling them completely, I decided to give them a good cleaning, and add a new nice coat of paint. And while that dries, we've got some time to work on the panel or the cover panels for the boiler room. So now they're finally cut to length, well almost cut to length, and prepped, sanded and everything. It's time to give them a nice coat of paint that will match the color of the wall. And this is the big reveal. This is the system that I went for to hang the old light fixtures. It can still wobble a little bit, but not too much so that they won't hit each other. And in the meantime, Lyanne is working on this painstaking task of putting every little plant in a different spot so that the whole result will look way nicer than what we started with. Moment of truth to see if the system would actually hold up. Again, it's OSB, so these screw-in hooks are not the best. Well, the OSB is not the best or most structurally sound material to do this, but for 95% of the time it worked quite well. So that's why I ended up with this system. And trust me when I say I've tried quite some methods of hanging them. And then obviously, finally, we've got some gardening again. It's that time of the year and we're in the second year now. So I'm very curious to see what the second year will bring and how I can improve on the first year, which was quite a zucchini year and got quite a good amount of potatoes and onions out of it. This year, I want to do it quite differently, focus on some more beans and other stuff that I will show you later for sure. Oh, also the garlic that I planted, obviously. We'll see how that goes. But I will update you as we go. A little parsnip. That's nice. For now though, I've sown a mix of carrots and onions, and I used the onion seeds that I harvested last year from my own onions. So this is like the Mark II of these local onions, and hopefully I'll be able to get some onion seeds this year again, so I can get more and more adept onions to this region here. One of the challenges was that light, which was mounted above this platform, or which I want to mount above this platform to give a nice little stroke effect behind the platform to separate it visually from the background, is coming through the plants. The problem with this is that I specifically ordered ones with like a black background, so light didn't really or shouldn't be able to pass it, but they mixed the order up or something, so now I'm stuck with this. Well, it's what it is. And I found this method to be the most cheap and fast, reliable, so to say, solution. So I went with this. Just putting black garbage bags behind it. That's it. It doesn't really portray well because it's quite boring footage, but the time it takes to make like one of these squares of plants just is a lot. It takes a day to make one row of like 4.5 meters or 4 meters. So it takes a couple days to make this whole platform, like a little week of one person working continuously. Just putting it out there for a little context. As you know, I'm working with secondhand stuff like a lot. These are my shoes though, they're not secondhand, but they have been with me for years and years and years. And as one of you suggested, I should use some of this stuff on it, which I tried to take up. So, tried to glue my own shoe. You know what the beauty is of watching these video diaries of myself is that I've got obviously way more context than you guys. So I can now tell you that this is one of the things that I wanted to do from the beginning but didn't do until now, like the very last moment that it was actually physically possible to reach it, I did it, which is so much more of a hassle than just doing it when I wanted to do it. It would have been so easy. But yeah, just postponing tasks like these is just a no-go and a reminder that I should just do it instead of postponing it. I think now half the platform is done. I'm getting the hang of it. I find an efficient way of doing it. It's coming along nicely, at least I think so. Hope you like it as well. So we'll keep working on this platform, and hopefully next week I can show you the final results. Ciao, ciao.